Today we are showing you how we build the most sustainable roof you can build at the moment. In previous episodes we show you how we built the structure of the house and how we insulated the roof. And today we're gonna show you how we waterproofed it all from start to finish. Over the past few decades, rooftops have become a large contributor to excessive heat issues in our environment. Data shows that as many as 90% of roofs are poorly designed and built with dark, non-reflective, heat-absorbing materials. Because of this, rooftop temperatures can rise up to 32 Celsius degrees above the air temperature around them. That means that the rooftops of the buildings heat up the area around them, and of course that also affects the interior of the building. Somewhere it can be seen more easily is in dense populated areas, which have adopted the term of heat islands due to their drastic temperature increases caused by the heat that the rooftops accumulate. In our case, we went for a premium PVC cool roofing membrane, which is rated for 35 years or longer. We paid full price, but here is the exact name in case you find it useful. We started the day by cutting the pipes I installed in the previous episode, all the way flush to the top. And making a bevel around it. You will see why later on the video. Then, since we are planning on gluing the membrane to the pier insulation, I needed to dry the surface from the night dew. I first mopped the floor, but it was not being very fast, so they brought out a flamethrower. Of course, they use it very gently, just to evaporate the surface water without damaging the insulation. Alright, with the surface all dry, it was time to start preparing the membrane. We unrolled a couple of rolls to cut the custom pieces for the parapet first. As you can see, Vasco does not need a ruler to cut perfect straight lines. He has been doing this job for so long that he can just cut it by hand with his eyes closed and while speaking to me, and at the same time get extremely perfect straight cuts. Then we roll all the cut pieces out and set them aside for later. After that, we continued by cutting all the custom pieces that will go around the chimneys and leaving them all ready for installation. Now is when things start to get interesting. We have all the material ready and are going to start installing the first section. I have seen this job done often in the past, as my family used to do this same job for a living during my whole life. It happened that they just closed their business a few months ago, but Vasco, the owner of Imper, the Portuguese company that we hire, developed a way to do it extremely clean and nice. After lots of trials and errors, he found a glue with the perfect properties to glue the membrane to the roof, and with the right consistency to be able to spray it with a spray gun and a compressor. So the end result is a very smooth and high-end looking roofing that you will see it in the end. Normally, to install these PVC membranes, you don't glue them. You just screw the membrane to the roof on the perimeter, and in some cases also in between the overlaps, which ends up leaving a roof with wrinkles that changes whether it's hot or cold, and that in my opinion does not look very good. I mean, it's not a big deal as it is just a roof, but a good looking roof is much better than an ugly one if you ask me. Here you can see Damien spraying the glue to the membrane, and also he sprays it to the floor. We wait for a few seconds and carefully unroll the membrane over the area where the glue was applied. They said this whole roof will take them just 1 day to complete, which I personally didn't believe. We ran out of glue, so Damien filled the tank. This is the tank that holds the glue. Then they connect a huge compressor that they brought on the back of their van and pressure spray the glue with a gun. Also, after gluing, all the perimeter needs to be screwed to the roof. So I prepare a couple of buckets filled with screws and plastic washers. And Vasco screwed the whole thing down. Cool roofs have been known to be one of the best solutions for a long time. Yet, for some reason, most professionals never heard about it. I, as an architect, knew about it for a long time, but unfortunately, not many buildings are still incorporating this new technology. And since clients do not know about it either, they cannot request it to their builders or architects. A cool roof like the one that we are installing today prevents heat absorption by reflecting the sun's heat and then sending its radiation back into the atmosphere. By doing this, cool roofs allow for a more comfortable and controlled indoor environment. And of course, it does not heat up the exterior area around it. Costs are one of the major benefits from cool roofs. In hot climates like ours, you can use up to 40% less energy than a standard roof. And also it is very affordable overall to install, and payback periods can be low because you save so much money to cool down your house during the summer that it simply pays for itself. They require little to no maintenance and also have a much longer lifespan than conventional roofing system, lowering overall maintenance cost and extending roof life, and reducing future costs and repairs, leaks, roof replacements, etc., which simply creates more future waste, problems and cost. By 1 PM we finished gluing the whole roof, and we're getting hungry. Now that the rainy and cloudy season is here, we're back using our Jackery 2000 Plus solar generator as a backup of our cabin. It is going to be our last winter in the cabin, and we want to have an easy and uneventful winter this time to say goodbye to it. so we installed the jackery to turn on and power our cabin every time we ran out of electricity. It is designed to support a wide range of devices up to 6,000 watts with its 2 to 24 kilowatts hour expandable capacity. It is equipped with rapid solar recharge and it reaches full power in just 2 hours, ensuring that your home stays operational during outages. Mine came with an extra battery pack that sits on top of the power station, adding another 2 kilowatts hour for a setup of a total of 4 kilowatts hour. And the extra battery pack can be directly charged by solar panels on its own, which is the first ever in the portable power station industry. In normal conditions, you can charge from 0 to 100% in only 2 hours if charging from an outlet, or with solar using 6 Jackery solar sagas of 200 watts each. And it can also be charged using your car outlet while driving if you take it out for an adventure. The noise level is almost unnoticeable with less than 30 decibels, activating the quiet charging mode from the Jackery Smart App control, which makes it perfect to have indoor. And the sturdy double wheels and pull handle makes it easy to transport wherever you need power at, whether it's at your home, as a backup, or at your next adventure. Enjoy Jackery Black Friday of 2024 in the official store and in Amazon. Click in my link in the description box and check all the amazing discounts. And if you're in Canada, you get an extra 5% discount in all orders over 1,200 store-wide until December 8th. This is how the roof was when we came back from lunch. All the membranes were cut, glued and screwed in place, just missing welding them together. This step is the one that I did not want to do myself. Welding the PVC membrane is an art in itself. Yes, you can learn how to do it yourself, and I actually have done it too, and here's the proof. But you know, when you work so hard on something for so long, like we have worked on this house, you realize that keeping the water out is the #1 priority, as water damages everything inside the house. And having the guarantee of having no leaks at all is something that was worth paying Vasco every cent that he charged. They have been doing this for dozens of years and build pretty much 2-3 roofs per week. I will leave their information in the description. Bear in mind that these people are extremely busy, hardworking people, so please contact them only if you are really interested in getting your roof done for real. They are in Portugal, but I would think they also could be open to do jobs in Spain. On top of the skills that they have welding by hand, that I do not possess, they also have this very expensive welding robot. Which welds straight lines automatically and guarantees a perfect welding job on all the straight lines, which we have a lot in our roof. The robot starts and stops around 15 to 20 centimeters from the edges, and that's why you see Damien putting the metal plates below the membrane, so the height of the welder does not affect the membrane that is underneath in that area. When the robot is done, Damien removes the metal plates and then Vasco finishes the connections welding by hand. Also, another good thing about cool rooftops is that now I can use bifacial solar panels on the roof, and I could create electricity not only from the direct sunlight hitting the upper face of the panels, but also from the reflection of the roof using the bottom side of the panel, which gets me more power using the same space. I felt very grateful to have found such a good professionals to help us with the roof of our house. We found them by the recommendation of our friend Felipe from Blocken. And by the way, we paid them full price, but it was worth, as I said, every cent that we paid them. It was very beautiful to see Vasco and Damien working on their craft, two hard-working guys taking all the steps necessary to make the most perfect job they could. No shortcuts. Alright, and the last piece of advice in case that you ever need this, the coolness of a roof can be determined by comparing two factors. One is the solar reflectance, which is the roof's ability to reflect sunlight and heat away from the building, and the thermal emittance, which is the roof's ability to release absorbed heat. For these roofs, they have created the Solar Reflectance Index, or SRI, which is a value that incorporates both factors that I just mentioned, the solar reflectance and the thermal emittance, into a single number. The SRI is measured on a scale from 0 to 100, being 100 the most efficient. So when you look for a material for your roof, be sure to try finding a material that has an SRI as close as possible to 100%. And to finish it all, we needed to make a custom connection to the pipes, so the rainwater can be evacuated through them. Here Vasco uses a technique that he has been using for over 10 years with not a single leak, and that I have never seen before. Instead of using the normal prefab PVC piece that goes inside the pipe, he welds a custom-made piece around the bevel area he prepared at the beginning of the video, and then finish it all up with liquid PVC, which is the same material that the membrane and the pipe are made of, but in liquid form, creating a forever lasting cold welded connection. You like it?
I love it.
Alright guys, this is a video I did not want to make. Last week, unfortunately, a huge window panel broke. You can see it here.